Welcome to Trading Lounge and the European Forex pairs, and starting with the US dollar index here, nicely pushing up into a third wave here, and that strong move really cements it in as the personality of a third wave. We could look for a fourth wave to develop across the 97 area. I thought there's a couple of things here really is that these tops have been the resistance, and sometimes the market will come back and check these tops for support. If that wasn't the case, then I would expect the sell-off to occur at 98, and that may occur as well. So we may have to lift this up here. No, I think that's about right. Actually, I shouldn't do that. That's right there. The fourth wave of 1 lesser degree is about here somewhere, so it can pull back into this space before seeing a move higher from there. So the euros have been doing pretty much the mirror opposite. The pound, as you know, has been stronger, but is starting to sort of edge towards what the euro's been doing. So with that in mind, looking at the euro here, just on the daily chart here to start with, we're looking for this wave 3 low to be taken out here. Everything's going pretty much according to plan. From wave 4 up here, we're looking for wave 1, wave 2 here, then down for wave 1 here that's not complete yet. We're looking for 5 waves in this length here. We've only got 1 and 2 and 3 here, and 4 and 5. So normally this is the 61.8% mark here. So it's always a bit of a good guide stick for where the first wave can come into play. But basically all of this here, down here for 1, and then back for 2, and then 3, 4, and 5, and so on through here. We're starting to look at the stock market in terms of it having a fourth wave low and then moving higher, basically the S&P 500 and so on, DAX, moving into a wave 5. It's a possibility, and we've been discussing that this morning in the indices report. So anyway, drilling into here, into wave 1 here, it's all very sort of clean and tidy really in amongst all of this here. So clean and tidy in terms of 1 and 2 here, and we've got 5 waves down here now at 1.1 for wave 3. Wave 4 can pull back to the 38.2 retracement level, or the wave 4 of 1 less degree, so that's in that space there. Wave 4s can be complicated, so be mindful about that. And then down for wave 5 here, suggesting to take 50% profit here and then resell that 50 back in when you get to the top of this wave 4 here, and then look for wave 5 down. Now taking wave 5 down through to here may even come a little bit lower. The 61.8% of the daily chart we looked at was about 109.40 area here. So somewhere in this space here, that might be an opportunity to take profit again as well, but leave some skin in the game, and we'll look to build the short side here on this side here as well. So I'll just go into the 15-minute chart, not that really need to here because it's all pretty self-explanatory, but yes, one down for wave 3, wave 4 here, and 5 waves down here for wave 5, landing at 101, and looking for a move back up in 3 waves, an A and a B and a C wave here as wave 4, but it could get a bit more complicated. But it's always good to have a look at the previous wave 4s as well, and how they were looking. So we could pretty much use this one here as a bit of a blueprint, as a starting point anyway for this wave 4. So this wave 4 is 1 degree bigger than this one, so we can expect this wave 4 here, or this one here rather, to be 60% bigger than this one here. The euro pound, looking at this same as the euro, so wave 3 here, an A and a B and a C for wave 4 here. So just basically a corrective move across the 72 here, and then down to 71 for, and may even be lower as well here. So If you're short, I would just personally hold through this wave 4 here. But you can work it if you need to work it, or you can work it, whatever. But don't get too particular about the wave 4. Get the 38.2 retracement level at 72.50 area here, and if it fails to find support on that, then start selling into weakness at that point. The euro pound, once again, we can bring this into the fold, being the euro here. I'm just looking, I mean, this was never the high here, but this has always confused me a little bit, as I mentioned before. But it started to sort of work towards this being wave 5 here, and this is wave 1 and ABC for 2 here. And we have a nice third wave down here. So once again, we'll look for an A and a B and a C here to mature over a session or so. And then we can look to short down into 133 and perhaps a bit lower. The cable, now the pound has been stronger, and it's been the last sort of move down, and we've been pretty sort of patient with it, and it's done all the right sort of things, and it's moving down pretty reasonably nicely, I guess. It hasn't really extended in the third wave coming down here. What we're looking for is a move below here, moving much lower through here. But yeah, it's sort of taking its time a little bit through here. So on a 2-hour chart, we're counting from the high here as 1 and 2 here. The third wave is rather small, so that's a bit of a concern. So we'll put that here and here. We'll just see how that sort of pans out here, really, I guess. There's not much we can do about that. The 15-minute chart here. Yeah, so, I mean, I can see we've got our 5-wave structure here landing into 153. So we expect the bounce back to 153.50, the wave 4 of 1 less degree, and then down from that point here. So down here. So basically 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and ABC pattern back up to the wave 4 and then down from that point there. So all quite simple here as well. And the pound yen here hasn't moved lower yet. So what we'll do here is we'll just simply not worry about this too much, but when the 185 becomes the retested resistance, it like this pattern just here, and we've got our reference point below, then we can look to short it at that point. Okay, the US dollar yen. So, well, we've been long here, as you know, and looking for further upside here. Now, I've got wave 3 and 4 in here, so we need to put sort of wave 5 in here as well. But I'll do some more work on this because I can see that it's actually got further to go up. We could get it right up to the 123, or if not 125. It depends on how the stock market's going to run as well. So what we're seeing with the S&P 500 and so forth, if you're trading this market up, then take on board what the S&P 500, Dow Jones, Nasdaq and all that are doing. So I think in this case here, if we can, not be sort of too greedy about it, even though we've got possibilities of moving up further, I would think sort of locking in some profit anywhere from what have we got here, 121.50, anywhere in this space really, to take some profit in here, say 50% profit. We've still got the stock market to rise. That's still going to go, yeah. Yeah, let's just see how it goes a little bit. Let's just I can see that little wave 4 here. So we're sort of, we're in the sort of later stages of the trend. So it's likely to do something sort of like this here. So we should get to 122. So that's what we'll aim for. That's about the same pattern as what stock is doing. So that's what we'll look at that here. So it's probably important that in this leg here that you do your best to count 5 waves here and then start to look to tighten things up in this little 5th wave here as much as possible. Just save that. All right, well that's that for those guys. So yes, the trends are established. We're in, many of them, and we'll just stay with them until proven otherwise. Okay, cheers.